Okay, previous video we observed that print function returns a null value. When function don't return anything, function considers it, Python considers it to return a null value. So we know that our search area function returns 78.54. No? So here now because it's returned the area of value, so if we comment out this one here, now we will get a warning here. The reason is it's giving a warning because we assigned a value for area B, but we didn't do anything with it. So it's thinking we forgot something and we didn't even print it out, so it's giving us a warning. Okay, so we can ignore it and run this one. So now you can see it's printing none. Okay, so this none signifies that function is not returning anything. So if we print the type of this one, we can check type. This is a special type. Okay, it's not a thing, string, it's a special type. Here type, sorry, type, see it's class none type. Okay, it's a special type that signifying function is not returning anything. Also we can return none intentionally by putting none here. Okay, so this none is not a string because we are not using quotations, it's a special type. Okay, so if I run here, also it will give none. So we return none sometimes as a flag to indicate something went wrong in the function or something. Okay, so we will see example later. Type, now if we run this one, you can see it's again the class none type. Okay, so this is about functions returning none value. Let me point out one thing more before closing up the section. So here let's go back to our old area function where we return this one. Okay, so what happens if we put a print statement here? Now this is inside the body of the function. Okay, this is inside the body of the function. Here let's see whether this statement get executed. Okay, now it's not it didn't got executed because it didn't print. If this statement got executed, I will get the word testing printed. Okay, so the reason is it comes after the, even though it's inside the body of the function, it comes after the return statement. So inside the function, any code after the return statement in the function will get ignored. Okay, the Python will end the function at the return statement and return the value, and then ignore the code after the return statement. Code after the return statement inside the function. Okay, so here these codes are outside of, these codes are after the return statement, but they are outside of the functions, therefore they get executed. But this guy is inside the function, no, this indentation level. So if it's inside the function after the return statement, that code get ignored. Okay, so this thing didn't print anything. So if I print this testing statement here, for example, before the return statement, it will print testing and then it gets executed. No, so remember that any code you write after a return statement in a function might get ignored by the Python. Okay, so be careful there when you write function code after the return statement. Okay, when the return statement executed, that code will get ignored. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so this functions with input and output. So I will stop by giving analogy for functions with input and output. Okay, so here we go back to our slides. You can think a function as some kind of a machine. This is for example a milk machine. Okay, that will take a input, in this situation empty milk bottles as input, and output as some product. Okay, so in this situation its output full milk bottle. Okay, filled milk bottle. So this is example of a function that then takes empty milk bottles, take as input, and output filled milk bottle. Okay, so to use this machine you don't have to worry about how this machine operate. You only need to know what type of input it's accept and what type of output is produced. Okay, then you can use it without knowing what is happening inside the machine. Functions are like that. You need to only know input of the function that accepts and the output it gives, then you can use it. You don't need to be aware of inside working. For example, we use math square root function, but we don't know how it works inside. Okay, we don't know how it works inside. We can use it by just knowing what is the input is accept and what is the output is produced. Same way the length function, we need to know only when we give a string it will give the length of the string, so we don't have to bother with the inner workings. Okay, so these functions help to abstract things, so you don't need to worry about the inner working. You can look at from the outside and see what is it's taking in and what is it's going out. Like when we are using a car, we are normally not aware of all the details of how the engine works. No, we know how to drive it, we can use it. So this is called the abstraction of the abstraction in functions. It's important because we can use these functions like component. We can take functions written by other people only knowing input and output and plug into our program. Like we buy a component from somewhere and fix it to a circuit we are building. Okay, so that is called abstraction. Okay, so we'll stop here. Okay, hope everything about output functions with output variable is clear. Okay.